Welcome back to Texas Boy Studios. It's your host, Texas Boy. Tonight, we just got done witnessing one of the best cards that I've seen since 2026 has started, and that's UFC 328. And this is my reaction video to UFC 328. Now, let's go. Now, obviously, we got King Green versus Little Jeremy Stevens, Heathens right here. And I can't believe to say it though, is Bobby Green, King Green, he looked spectacular. Okay. He came out with punches and bunches, got him down, got the submission. Lil Heathens was the underdog, but I mean, King Green, he just lost $300,000 worth of jewelry. So he kind of needs a performance bonus. And I kind of think he gets it. He had one of the best fights on the whole entire card. And it was a great performance, top to bottom. Now, the next fight, you got Joaquin Buckley versus Sean Brady. Now, Sean Brady came out there looking like the ninja he looks like always, trying to be a sorcerer and a samurai at the same time. And he put it on Joaquin Buckley. I ain't gonna lie to you. He put it on him. All right. And with that being said, Sean Brady moves up, okay, because he takes out Joaquin Buckley and he moves up, right? He's top five. He solidified himself. He showed why there's levels on the ground, and he showed why there's levels in the rankings right there. So absolutely crazy. Like it was just control time, top to bottom, absolute domination, period. Okay. We're gonna move on to the next one. We're gonna keep this rolling because the last fight, absolutely bananas, right? The next fight on the card, the third one, right before the co-main, that's gonna be Alexander Volkov versus Carlos or Cortez Acosta. Maybe I should say right there. And look, the Russian got it done. Okay, you know he beat the Dominican Republic dude. Okay, not spectacular fashion, but obviously hurt him to the body, hurt him to the face, hurt him a few times right there, and ultimately got the job done. It's not a bad heavyweight bout, and obviously Cortez goes back down in a ranking, and then Volkov just goes right back up, and he solidifies himself right there as number two. So, with that being said, next month, June 14th, we do got a fight coming up, interim championship of the heavyweight division. Now, it's been quite a while since we've had an interim champion crowned in the heavyweight division. And with that being said, we got Alex Pereira versus Cyril Gahn. So with the number two, and obviously Cyril Gahn being number one, and the number two just fought, solidified himself. Question is, does Volkov take another fight? If he takes another fight and he loses, kind of loses that spot because he's literally right there for a title shot. Obviously, he's going to have to wait a while if he does wait. But who else is he going to fight? Because Cortez Acosta, he was coming up there, right? Got Derek Lewis out the way. He was coming up there in the rankings, and he was trying to take that number two spot, but now he just got pushed right back down. So what is he gonna do here? What is left for Volkov to fight? Because if he sits back and relax, just in 30 days or so, there's gonna be the interim champion is gonna be crowned. Hopefully, no more eye pokes happen and the fight doesn't get stopped. And somebody is definitively crowned the champion, so the interim champion, so that way they can go ahead and fight Tom Aspinall at the end of the year, end of the summer, beginning of fall, whichever it is this year. That heavyweight championship, undisputed, needs to go down, needs to get crowned, and Volkov needs that to get done. And with that being said, we're going to move on to the co-main. Now, I'm rocking with somebody that, lives in Texas, repping Texas, and that's Joshua Van. Joshua Van came in as the champion of the flyweight division because obviously what happened to Pantoja with the arm. Now, a lot of people could say, all right, well, Pantoja got hurt, Joshua Van got lucky, yada, yada, yada. Just as I'm going to speak here in a little bit, about Chris Weidman getting inducted to UFC, everybody can say, oh, well, Anderson Silva was playing around with him and he ended up getting knocked out. Well, look, that's just the way the game goes. Okay. Sometimes, you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail, and he intentionally stuck his arm out there to stop whatever kind of takedown was coming. So therefore, it's on Pantoja to protect himself at all times. So Joshua Van got the job done, moving along. Came in UFC 328 the champion, left UFC 328 the champion, but gave one of the best performances I've seen out of him in a long time because it pushed his endurance, it pushed his mobility to stay focused. Because Tai Asakura, he was not going down. That Japanese guy is such a warrior. And when his face was bloodied up, just like Roy McDonald was in the Robbie Lawler fight, absolutely, man, it just came straight forward like a zombie. And he was not taking no for an answer. But unfortunately, the fight had to be stopped at some point so he can save his health for another day. Because that's a warrior that needs to survive so he can fight another day. Come back stronger, come back faster, come back better. But as of tonight, Joshua Van is the flyweight UFC champion. Now, people are going to say he needs to fight Pantoja. Yeah, he does need to fight Pantoja. But at the same time, he beats Pantoja. Everybody's talking about, Pantoja is the greatest flyweight right now. He's the best flyweight right now. You're gonna have to give Joshua Van some credit where credit is due for taking out Tai Asakura because Joe Rogan in the commentary, he shout out Joe Rogan. I love you, dog. But he said something that was slightly flawed. He said the UFC did a mismatchmaking. Nah, they didn't do a mismatchmaking. They that's what happens. It doesn't matter if one person's skill set is better than the other. It doesn't matter. The point is he had that rising star fame, champion from another organization over on that side of the water, coming over here into the UFC because it's an American based promotion and going straight for the title. Like he had the first title shot as soon as he got here. So how, excuse me, he wasn't mismatched back then, but I ain't trying to crucify. I'm just saying like that's a flawed statement because you can't really say that. You know what I mean? Because the fight turned out to be spectacular because he was such a warrior. It's just Joshua Van's boxing. His skills was right there. Now, obviously, Joshua Van didn't hit with the leg kicks. Okay, those lower leg kicks, like Pajeda likes to hit people with, those are damaging. Now, a lot of people can't hit because it's going to hit you right there in that perennial nerve. Sean O'Malley got hit with. Okay, makes your foot go numb. People's nerves are different. People's bodies are different. You can hit somebody somewhere and they're good to go. Hit somebody same place, they go out, they go down, whatever happens. But Joshua Van remains the UFC flyweight champion. And then we go move on to the main event because we still got a little bit more to talk about. Sean Strickland got dominated in the first round, as everybody expected, right? Hamzat, balls to walls, belt to ass. He is trying to put you out in the first 3 rounds for sure, right? But unfortunately for him, his warrior divine spirit came in there during the whole 25 minutes. Now he looked dejected. Okay, at the end of that second round, he looked dejected because Sean Strickland came on strong, second, third, and then Hamzat built himself back up fourth and then fifth round, they had one because Hamzat got the takedown in the fourth round. So we kind of secured the fourth round right there with that takedown. Had a lot of control time, but control time isn't gonna matter, and it isn't gonna matter if you're not doing damage like that, you're not throwing up submissions, stuff like that, you're not advancing, stuff like that. Now, obviously, he had 43% on the stats for the UFC of advancing, and Sean Strickland had like 11, 6, something like that percent. But the, not everything is going to win you the fight. It's an accumulation of everything that comes into the fight. And the fight was spectacular. The fight was tremendous. It was incredible, right? Nobody expected Sean Strickland to come on strong, second round, get the takedown, overturn the tables, look like the tide was coming on strong. And it was for those 2 rounds. Then the fourth and then the fifth round, They were pretty much just jabbing each other, getting their shots off until the end of the fight. Now, obviously, these two dudes had the utmost respect for each other, but we've seen deep down they've had the utmost respect for each other, but we've seen them say things to each other out of pure in the moment hatred. There's a difference when you have hatred for somebody that's long term, right? It's a longevity status, right? It's you want to get revenge on them, things like that. That type of hatred, it never dies, it never goes away. This type of hatred, obviously, as Sean Strickland said in his post-fight interview, he was just selling a fight. Okay, deep down, he probably really doesn't even care about the guy. The guy came in there, trained a few times, and bounced. He's the captain of the ship over there. He doesn't. If you come and go, how many people has Sean Strickland seen come and go? You know what I mean? Through the gym. If if you've been there and you did that, why you think King Green is going off and traveling and coming to Vegas and uh, doing all that training there? Because he was at his gym and everybody's gone from it now. Everybody that was there when it was popping, when it was live, when it was active, with an active roster, it's all gone. Sean Strickland's seen people come in and out. Now, Las Vegas, popular spot, right, to train. Very, very popular. Extreme Couture, very popular gym in Las Vegas. Probably always going to be there as long as MMA is around, right? You're probably going to have to rewrite this earth in order for that gym and MMA not to be here. Unfortunately, it's here to stay. But Sean Strickland came on strong, fifth round, got the job done. I obviously knew it was going to be a split decision, 48-47. Sean Strickland, new UFC middleweight champion, two-time of the world. And as I'm watching right now, everybody's talking at the post show of UFC 328. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed the fight just like I did because I sat right here in this exact spot waiting to shoot this video for you guys. And I hope you like it. Leave a comment down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And until next time, I'll see you around. Texas boy.